What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2003 movie, School of Rock. So this movie is directed by Richard Linklater, and in this movie, after being fired from his band and Hard Up for Cash guitarist and vocalist Dewey Finn finagles his way into a job as a 5th grade substitute teacher at a private school, where he secretly begins teaching his students the finer points of rock and roll. The school's hard-nosed principal is rightly suspicious of Finn's activities, but Finn's roommate remains in the dark about what he's doing. I think this is a pretty good comedy. It's a really good setup for a comedy movie. Have this slacker rock and roll dude teaching a bunch of kids rock and roll and stuff. It's a really good setup for a comedy, and I think that it works really well because of Jack Black, who is just absolutely great in the role of Dewey Finn. This is one of his absolute very best roles, if not his best. It's his most iconic. It was my introduction to Jack Black and most of my generation's introduction to him and everything. This was the movie that also just made him a big star and everything, although I don't feel like he ever made it quite as big as, like, say, Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler and stuff, although nowadays I think he is more beloved than most comedians and stuff. He's one of those comedy stars who has actually been able to maintain his popularity through the years and stuff, through doing different movies and stuff, and recently he's kind of became typecast as someone who goes to video game movies now, because he's in the Mario movies and Borderlands. He's going to be in Minecraft, and the Jumanji movies are set in video games. You can tell he's a big gamer and stuff. So, but Jack Black is just absolutely great in this movie, and when he's not doing video game movies, if he plays rock stars, he's always fun and stuff. Because he's also great in the Tenacious D movie as well, which I might have to review that sometime too. But I think that the story is pretty good in here, and everything is really well written and everything, and the supporting cast are all great in here too. All of the kids in here are great. Each and every one of them get their own little moments to shine and everything, and they all are great and work really great with Jack Black and everything. And sometimes when he's making them laugh and stuff, and you can tell he's just ad-libbing and the kids are laughing and stuff, it just makes the movie funnier and better and more authentic because of that. You can tell that the kids were having such a great time working with Jack Black. And Joan Cusack is great in here too as the principal. She's a little stubborn and a little strict and stuff, but she's a really great character. Like she's really not very unlikable. Like they make her really likable, even though she is a little bit uptight and stuff at first. But as the movie goes on, you start to understand why she's uptight and everything. But you can see that she is a likable character, and she is not mean at all. And Joan Cusack plays her perfectly. She doesn't make her too mean, but she also doesn't make her too nice either. She's like the type of principal that you'd want to have, that's stern but can be really friendly and cool too and everything. And she's really cool with Jack Black, and their chemistry is really well done and everything, and I like that as well. And I love the music in here too. It has so many great classic rock songs and stuff too, and the new songs that are made for the movie are great too. Like, I don't know if the Tell Me I'm Heartsick by No Vacancy, which I think is a band created for the movie, I think that song was created for the movie too, but I love that song that they sing during the end of the movie at the Battle of the Bands. And then the song that the School of Rock sing, the Teacher's Pet song, If You Want to Be the Teacher's Pet, that song is just absolutely fire. I absolutely love that song. It's still a bop to this day and everything. So all of the music in here is great too. I will say that the only negatives is, if you stop and think about it as the movie goes on, there are a lot of things in the plot that don't make sense. Like when he gets expose at the end of the movie that he's been pretending to be his roommate and all that. He doesn't go to jail or anything. He pretty much gets away with everything. Like to me, that just didn't make any sense. They didn't even have him go to court or anything. Like, at least Big Daddy and Mrs. Doubtfire, they end up in court by the end of the movie. But this movie, he gets nothing. He gets no kind of punishment for manipulating these kids or lying to the school or pretending to be someone else and stealing their identity. None of that. He doesn't get in trouble for any of it. And I thought that was a little bit weird and everything. But at the same time, it also just goes for that happy, feel-good ending that you would want this type of movie to have. And everything, where him and the kids get to continue making music together and stuff, and they're doing a little after-school program and stuff. It works for what they were going with, but it is an ending that doesn't fully make sense and everything. Like, the movie felt like it was grounded in reality for the most part, but at the same time, you have to give it a suspension of disbelief if you want to take it fully on it, because it's not fully realistic either. But that's really the only things I didn't like, was some of the plot points just don't fully make sense. It's like he would have gotten in a lot of more trouble than what he did in this movie. But all in all, I think School of Rock is a hilarious, fun time. It has a really great cast, especially, like I said, Jack Black especially, but everybody does their part really well in here. And it has some really funny moments and an awesome soundtrack. And it's a movie that I've always really liked quite a bit. It's one that every time I watch it, I always enjoy it and everything. I didn't expect to like it. When it first came out, I didn't even want to see it and everything. And I pretty much watched it when it came out on DVD. I fell in love with it and everything, in a double feature with another movie that I didn't expect to like, that I ended up falling in love with, Cheaper by the Dozen. I fell in love with both of those movies and everything the same day and everything. Both movies I did not expect to like, although I do like that one just a tiny bit more. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'll talk about that movie sometime. But yeah, School of Rock is a really, really great time and a really good movie. And it's one that I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. If you're into good comedies and stuff, this is a really good one. And it's not raunchy or anything like that. It's not one of those raunchy sex comedies like the ones I've been reviewing lately. This is more of just a fun comedy that even kids can enjoy and stuff, because it has kids in it and stuff. And I was only 11 years old when this movie came out, and I understood everything perfectly fine and enjoyed it perfectly fine. It's one of those movies I think both kids and adults can enjoy, and kids who grew up with it, I think if you didn't care for it as much as a kid, I'd go back and rewatch it, because there's a lot of jokes in here that you'll probably get a kick out of now that you're older and stuff too. So it's a decent enough movie and everything. It's still one of Jack Black's very best movies, so I'd go as far to say I'd give School of Rock an 8 out of 10. It's a really, really great movie and everything. It's not one of my most favorite movies of all time, but it's a really good one and everything. So let me know in the comments what you think of School of Rock, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.